You search to understand NCERT books and here at English Frog Club. Hi students, this is Harpreet Kaur with another chapter from Footprints Without Feet, NCERT book for class 10. Today I am going to explain chapter The Midnight Visitor. So get ready. So, the chapter starts from here. Ausable did not fit in any description of a secret agent Fowler had ever read. Following him down the musty corridor in the gloomy French hotel where Ausable had a room, Fowler felt let down. It was a small room on the sixth and top floor and scarcely a setting for a romantic adventure. So now there is a person named Fowler who has gone to meet Ausable, who is a secret agent. But the way he has seen this person, he feels quite disappointed because he scarcely had a setting for a romantic adventure. The room where he lived, the hotel where he lived did not match any kind of romantic adventurous place where detectives are supposed to live, where detectives are expected to live. Ausable, for one more thing, fat, very fat. Then there was his accent. So here the writer is telling us about the reasons why he felt that he was a little unfit. So he was fat, very fat, and then it was his accent. He spoke French and German passable. He had never altogether lost his American accent. So he spoke in a little American accent, and the American accent he had brought to Paris from Boston 20 years ago. So 20 years ago, Ausable shifted to Paris and he used to live in Boston in America. But still he has that American accent. He is able to speak German and French. He speaks French and German passably. Passably means that he is able to speak. He speaks in a proper manner, but it is not. He is not able to. He has not altogether left his American accent. You are disappointed, Ausable said wheezily over his shoulder. You were told that I was a secret agent, a spy, dealing in espionage and danger. You wish to meet me because you are a writer, young and romantic. You envision mysterious figures in the night, the crack of pistols, drugs in the wine, etc. So Ausable looked at Fowler's expression and he noticed that, and he said to Fowler that he felt as if he is disappointed. Fowler is disappointed because he has already envisioned mysterious figures. He have already imagined. Envisioned is imagined. He has already imagined mysterious figures in night, crack of pistols, and there are all kind of romantic and adventurous activities that can be seen in movies, and that Fowler has expected as he was about to meet a secret agent, and so he was expecting much more than what he saw in front of him, and what he has already expected did not match at all. So he was quite disappointed. Instead, you have spent a dull evening in French Mustic Hall with a sloppy fat man who, instead of having messages slipped into his hand by dark-eyed beauties, get onto only a prosaic telephone call, making an appointment in his room. You have been bored The fat man chuckled to himself as he unlocked the door of his room and stood aside to let his frustrated guests enter. So here Ossible is talking to Fowler while moving to his room, and he is talking to him and just telling him that he is feeling disappointed as he has not seen any kind of any kind of adventurous thing that night. Instead, he spent a night in in the hotel's music hall, and nobody came. No beautiful girl came to slip some message, etc., into his hand. Rather, he had only received a call in which he had fixed an appointment. He has fixed an appointment in his room. Ossible is expecting somebody in his room. Okay, that is the only thing he till now Fowler has come to know. Okay, Fowler has experienced with Ossible. So while saying all these things, he chuckled to himself. Okay, fat man is Ossible, and he chuckled to himself. That means he laughed to himself on the disappointment of Fowler. Okay, so further, you are disillusioned, Ossible told him. But take a chair, my young friend. Presently, you will see a paper, a quite important paper. Okay, he said that you are disillusioned. What is disillusion? That you are wrongly imagining. Okay, you are wrongly imagining. Okay, you are wrongly imagining. Okay, but what he will be able to see is only a paper which is quite important. Okay, he is going to see a quite important paper with him, which several men and women has risked their lives. Come to me some day soon. That paper may well affect the course of history. In that thought is drama, is there not? He said that don't worry, you will surely have excitement in meeting me. You will be surely get some excited things while meeting me. And the paper he has is having some kind of it is quite important, that may change the history, and this thought has a drama in it. It is quite a romantic thought. So as he spoke, Ossible closed the door behind him. Then he switched on the light. As the light came on, Fowler had his first authentic thrill of the day. So it was the surprise. He got his first surprise. For halfway across the room, a small automatic pistol in his hand stood a man. Okay, so Fowler got the surprise because in the room there was a man who had an automatic pistol in his hand. Ossible blinked a few times. Max, he wheezed. You gave me quite a start. I thought you were in Berlin. What are you doing here in my room? So Ossible already knew that person. He came to know that he was Max, okay, and whom he thought that he was in Berlin. So he was quite surprised to see Max in his room. Let's see what happens next in the story. Max was slender. Max was slender. Slender means slim. He was not fat like Ossible. A little less than tall. He was of average height. Okay, he had an average height. So here the writer is describing the physical of Max. Features that suggested slightly the crafty, pointed countenance of a fox. So Ossible had the appearance like a fox. He looked like a fox. Max looked like a fox. There was about him, aside from the gun, nothing especially menacing. Okay, so he did not have any other dangerous thing with him apart from the gun. The report, he murmured, the report. He murmured, the report that is being brought to you tonight concerning some new missiles. I thought I would take it from you and it will be safer in my hands than yours. So what is Max demanding? Max is demanding the report. He wants to have the report from Ausable, which he is going to get, and that report is about new missiles. So he is having defense file, he is having defense secrets, etc. with him, and Max wanted to have those defense secrets with him. Ausable moved to an armchair and sat down heavily. Ausable looked disappointed and he took a chair and sat in the chair. I'm going to raise the devil with the management this time, and you can bet on it, he said grimly. This is the second time in the month that somebody has got into my room through that nuisance of the balcony. Fowler's eyes went to the single window of the room. It was an ordinary window against which now the night was passing blackly. So Ausable, as soon as he saw Max in the class, Ausable got down in the chair and he was a little angry also. He was quite angry. He wanted to get a word. He wanted to get it straight with the management. Okay. And because he had already told them that it was the second time somebody has entered into his house through the balcony. And Fowler was quite surprised. Is there any balcony in the room? He looked at the single window of the room and he could not see any kind of balcony there. Only he could see that the night was getting dark. Okay, he could see that the night was getting dark. Balcony, Max said with a rising inflection. No, a passkey. Okay, so this Max was quite surprised. Balcony. This shows that he was surprised to. He was surprised to see that whether there exists a balcony. And then he told the way he entered into the room. He entered with a passkey. He entered with the key, okay, duplicate key, etc. in the room. I did not know about the balcony. It might have saved me some trouble had I known. So as Max said that if he would have known earlier that there is a balcony, he would have climbed up the balcony and get straight into the room. It would have saved him from the many problems to get into his room through the passkey. It's not my balcony. Now Ausable has started explaining the things. It's not my balcony, Ausable said with extreme irritation. Now Ausable is showing that he is quite irritated as this is the second time that somebody has come into his room without his permission. It belongs to the next apartment. So he says that the balcony belongs to the next apartment. He glanced explanatorily at Fowler. You see, he said, this room used to be a part of large unit and the next room through that door there used to be the living room. It had the balcony which extends under my window now. You can get onto it from the empty room 2 doors down. And somebody did last month. This management promised to block it off, but they haven't. He said that there was already once a person who has entered into through the window of the window that extends to the balcony, and this is the second time, and he had already asked the management to get it settled, to get it blocked, but that has not been blocked yet. Max glanced at Fowler, who was standing stiffly not far from Ausable, and waved the gun with a commanding gesture. Please sit down, he said. We have a wait of half an hour, I think. Okay, Max asked Fowler to sit down as there was waiting time and they had nearly half an hour wait. So Ausable said 31. Ausable said 31 minutes. The appointment was for 12:30. I wish I knew how you learned about the report, Max. The little spy smiled evilly. Now, who is this little spy? This little spy is for Max. He smiled evilly, he smiled badly, he smiled in a very awkward manner, and we wish we knew how your people got the report. But no harm has been done. I will get it back tonight. What is that? Who is at the door? Okay, so as soon as they were talking with each other, Max heard a knock at the door. Fowler jumped at the sudden knocking at the door. Ausable just smiled. That will be the police, he said. I thought that such an important paper as the one we are waiting for should have a little extra protection. I told them to check on me to make sure everything was right. So Ausable said that he has already told the police to check on him to make sure that everything was right as he was going to have an important paper. Max bit his lip nervously. The knocking was repeated. So Max just became nervous and the knocking was repeated. What will you do now, Max? Ausable asked. If I do not answer the door, they will enter anywhere. The door is unlocked and they will not hesitate to shoot. Now Ausable asked Max what is his next step, because anyway the door is about to open. Firstly, the door is unlocked, they'll enter at their own, and moreover if it is not unlocked, they would be forcibly entering, because Ausable has already told them to get into the room even if he does not reply them to come in the room. So, and the police will not be hesitating to shoot Max. Max's face was blank with anger as he backed swiftly towards the window. He swung a leg over the sill. Send them away, he warned. I will wait on the balcony. Send them away or I'll shoot and take my chances. Okay, Max has started moving towards the balcony and he is instructing Ausable to send the police away, otherwise he had the gun and he is definitely going to shoot him. Okay, so the knocking at the door became louder and a voice was raised. Mr. Ausable, Mr. Ausable. So as Ausable was not answering, the man knocked at the door once again and he was repeating the name of Ausable, keeping his body twisted so that his gun still covered the fat man and his guest. The man at the window grasped the frame with his free hand to support himself. Then he swung his other leg up and over the windowsill. The doorknob turned. Swiftly, Max pushed with his left hand to free himself from the sill and dropped to the balcony. And then, as he dropped, he screamed once shrilly. Okay. So what happened now? The doorknob turned and swiftly Max hurried towards the window, and still he was pointing the gun towards Ausable, and as soon as he put all the way, or he jumped out of the window, and he screamed one time, and that was a shrill scream. He screamed loudly. The door opened and a waiter stood there with a tray, a bottle and 2 glasses. Here is the drink you ordered for when you returned, he said, and set the tray on the table, deftly uncorked the bottle and left the room. Okay, so who was at the door? Actually, there was not any police. Okay, he had not, Osable had not called any police. It was only the waiter who had come up with the order that Osable had already made. Now let us see the reaction of Fowler, okay, with what Osable did. White-faced, Fowler stared after him, but he stammered, the police? There were no police. Osable sighed. Only Hannery, whom I was expecting. Okay, so here Osable cleared that there wasn't any police and he was expecting Hannery, who was about to bring some drinks for them. But won't that man out of the balcony? Fowler began. He said, don't you know that that man is standing in the balcony and definitely he'll come back and shoot us. Won't that man shoot us? The Fowler is very surprised and he's so terrified that he is worried about his life. Osable was quite confident and he said, no, said Osable, he won't return. You see, my young friend, there is no balcony. So look at the last words. He won't return. You see, my young friend, there is no balcony. So this is the twist. In the beginning we read that how whether Osable was able to save himself from the problem he had and how he was able to outwit the intruder that he had. So Osable outwitted the intruder Max that has entered in his room with the passkey by cooking up a story. So he had cooked up a story. He had made a story about the balcony, whereas in reality there was no balcony. In reality there was no balcony. Now imagine what has happened to the person who jumped out of the balconies. Imagine he is on the 6th floor and he has jumped out of the window. So what would have happened? He must have landed on the floor and must have died because there was only, the scream was only once. So this way Osable was able to outwitted the intruder and saved himself and his guest that was in the room. Wasn't it an interesting story? So I hope you have enjoyed reading and explanation of the story with me. Do visit my channel frequently and don't forget to hit the bell icon for the updates of my channel, and see you in the next video. Let's wait for the next. I know that you must be waiting excitedly for the next video. Bye till now.